Sports betting brethren, hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd. I'm a sports betting market analyst with OddsJam.com, where we teach you how to bet like a pro. We're usually trying to bring topics and information to you to help you increase your ROI and understand the sports betting world. So today I'm talking about the fact that you don't necessarily have to base everything on winning picks. There's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more math to it. And I'm going to talk about how you can actually be very, very profitable very consistently and not necessarily have to know everything there is to about the teams, the sports, etc. So let me explain. All right, guys, before we jump into the methods and the beating the sportsbook topic of the day, I want to, bring up the fact that opening up a free phone consultation, one-on-one phone consultation, just to do a Google Meet or a Zoom call, whatever you need, kind of talk to you about your situation, where you're located, and what you have available as far as sportsbooks and various outs, come up with a betting plan, sort of a game plan, and then use that, the OddsJam tools, all the data-driven tools that give you the answers to the test, so to speak. So once you decided that OddsJam's for you, please use Boyd20, BOYD20. It's going to get you 20% off your first 2 months of your subscription. And again, what a better time to use it. You've got college basketball, college football, NBA, NHL, NFL. Everything's going on right now at this time of the year, so it's a beautiful time to have that advantage. So make sure you take advantage of that. Click on the QR code and get signed up, get enrolled, and use all those mathematically profitable tools to your advantage. All right, guys, let's kick this off by talking about a couple different avenues or approaches. I think a lot of people feel that a successful sports bettor, has some secret computer program that they use, and that's how they're doing it all. But really, there's many different ways and many different approaches. The bottom up approach, the originator approach, is a way that you're making your own models, you're using your own stats, and you're trying to go up against the odds makers to come up with where you find value. It's a tough situation, very, very time consuming, a lot of programming, a lot of coding, and a lot of information is needed to succeed or even have a shot at that. So that's one avenue. And it's very, very difficult, and it's not really the approach I would take. So if you're doing that and you're successful, keep going. That's your niche. But let me talk to you about, I think, an easier, better, more profitable approach to profiting and beating the books. So, the sports betting world is very much like the financial markets. You can get involved in many different, approaches. You can do in real estate, stocks, options, every different way you can think of an investment side. And it's very similar to sports betting. And the funny thing is, the tools and the resources, the data-driven markets tools are there with OddsJam to help you with this. And I think it's a lot more fun to make money betting on sports than having to understand what the Delta stock or the Apple stock or, Tesla, whatever they're doing. So I find that this is a better avenue, a more fun avenue. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you a couple different things here. First of all, the positive expected value page is one avenue, one tool you can use to help find positive expected value profitable bets. And really what's happening here is OddsJam does all the work for you relative to using the market making books. These are the smartest kids in the room. Okay, these are the kids that if you're taking a test, you probably want to take a look and see if you got the same answer. And you can also take a look at the other sports books, which are the other kids that are not getting the same answer, so to speak. We'll call them the dumb kids, but they're going to be wrong more than they're right. And so what we have here is the percent edge. This is massive. This is a 9.11% edge. You can see the bet size. You can adjust this to your budget and your risk factors and everything you have going on. But what it's saying here is that, taking Northwestern plus 11.5 at Fliff has a market width of 17, which is under 20. That's very, very good. So if you know how to read and use the tools, you can go in right away and place a bet and use this to your advantage. It's giving you the answers to the test, so to speak, because you have market making books such as these guys, and they're priced at this particular level. This is a really large advantage in price. That's how you make money. You are buying low, selling high, and this is one method, one tool to use, which is the positive expected value page. And you can scroll down and see there's obviously a ton going on and a lot more other bets, other wagers to get involved with, and other sports books. You have Sport Trade. It's a betting exchange here in Colorado. They have some huge advantages and huge tools I'll be doing some videos about. And again, you can hit this button up here, press play, and it just constantly comes at you. The updates continuously come in, and you can keep track of everything here in your bet tracker. You can add this to your bet tracker, go in and place the bet, and at the end of the day it's going to keep track of all these, because when you add up a lot of these bets and put them in play, the law of large numbers comes into effect, and this is something you really need help to structure, but all the tools are here for you. Another thing you can do is simply price shopping. Price shopping is the number one thing you can do to make sure you're getting a good value. And OddsJam does a great job of putting out best odds as far as the best line with the best price. Just because you get +3 doesn't mean you got the best price, because the payout, it can be -115 or -110. Well, this is $11 and this is $11.50. Doesn't sound like much, but it adds up over the course of time, over the course of a few weeks, over the course of a season. So using the OddsJam tools here as far as the odds screen will help you categorize and put together all the sports books that you have access to. I've got about 27 selected, but there's about 200 available that OddsJam gets data from, and helps you put together, the books in your area. I use some of these just because they're market making books that have good volume, and I want to see what they're doing as far as pricing. I don't necessarily use the global markets. I use the U.S. regulated markets, but that being said, I use them for data and information and direction, and then I can go find an outlier price. You find an outlier price, a stale price, somebody that's asleep at the wheel, hasn't made their changes yet. And this is just the mainline market of the NFL. You can get into player props, you can get into totals, money lines, first quarter. I mean, every bet type, every market is here. In fact, I can pull this up and show you the different markets that you can get involved with. As you can see here, there is a ton of options, and I would say that the smaller the market size, the greater the variance in pricing, outlier pricing that you'll find. And so a lot of times people will get involved in player prop bets. You'll have player prop bets such as player rushing touchdowns or player receiving yards, strikeouts, whatever the case, 3 points in NBA, whatever you want to do as far as player prop bets. But those are other markets that OddsJam provides data from, and other markets that provide opportunities with outlying prices to buy low, sell high. And that's kind of the top-down approach that really makes sense for people to do and use, because you don't have to know, as I always say, a shortstop from a left tackle. You don't have to know what they had for lunch on Tuesday to understand what direction is going on, because you have the price. It's all priced into the market. So when people say, "Oh, I found a tip," or "I found a piece of a stat," I kind of laugh, because it's like, do you think the odds makers don't know that, or do you think other sharps don't know that and have priced it into the market already? So really, to me, when I hear people doing the bottom-up approach, unless they're using some just massively awesome models that they've done by themselves, they're still going to want to find best prices. They're still going to find a way, a tool to use to give them an idea where to place that bet. So again, using these tools is just something that's kind of a no-brainer. And if you're needing time to help you manage your day, this is the tool to use. And again, just highly recommend consistently using a structured, disciplined betting plan to say, you know what, I'm only going to bet on things that say 2.5% edge and higher. Maybe you have a market width of 20 and under, and then boom, here you go. Here's all your answers to the test. Here's the bet type, all you need to know about privacy. So this is how you beat the sportsbook. This is the video that we made. I wanted to put together this to help you understand, how it's done, and it's clearly possible. I mean, there's a ton of testimonials that OddsJam gets all the time with people saying, wow, I used to lose money all the time, and now it's kind of embarrassingly consistent of profits. So hopefully this is helpful to understand how you beat the books. Lastly, guys, just want to point out that when you start to monitor the markets and use these tools, you understand that all the sports books have sort of their own trading teams. They have their strengths and weaknesses and what they do. Some are better at college football, some are better at college basketball, things like that. So when you identify, the true north of the market makers, you can certainly use that advantage and that information with all these tools to find the best price, the best value. Not only get the winning pick, but you also get the best price as far as the line and the odds. So it really stacks up in different ways of using this approach to profit consistently, because you're mathematically beating the book at their own game. That's why you might have limits, because they know that you know what you know. Anyway, so appreciate you stopping by. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Also want to make sure if you have any other topics you want me to cover and go through to help you increase your ROI in sports betting with betting education, let me know, and let's all go make some mathematical money.